Happy Saturday everyone. This is just a quick video before the Mad May release party, which will be starting in about an hour and a half. Pop along, lots of prizes, lots of good books going to be on display. Dark urban fantasy, a child's horror book which is very good, my own book, Jeffrey Koch's remastered book, and Emir Skolonia's historical torture masterpieces that he puts out. Just a bit of a Q&A. There were only a couple of 3 questions in the club, but previous Q&A had some outstanding questions, so I'm going to do some of those as well. Veronica Smith, what flavour tea do you prefer? My favourite that I buy from the local farmers market is vanilla black tea. I'm very boring with flavour. My favourite, Yorkshire tea, solid British cuppa, milk, 1 sugar, milk last, always milk last. I know it's going to upset a lot of people. I don't do herbal teas, fruit teas, any of that stuff. Awful, horrible. Optimus Maximus Publishing, is supping a British term or was that a typo? Yeah, supping, it's a British term, just supping on a drink, be it a cup of tea or other drink. Angela Carpenter, very good question. I had to think about this one. If you could live out one chapter from any one book, then return to life as if nothing happened, what book and what is the scene? Loads and loads of books I've absolutely loved, but I couldn't really do a chapter. It'd have to be sort of a whole sort of period of a book. Probably Battle for Gondor in Tolkien's Return. Oh crikey, 3rd book, Return of the King. The book is fantastic for that battle scene. A lot of battle scenes in the books are a lot better than the actual Lord of the Rings trilogy films, even though the films are phenomenal. But Battle for Gondor would be one. The other one would be, it's sort of like a whole kind of novel to some degree, and it would be the final blood war between the vampire factions and the human survivors in Brian Lumley's Vampire World series. 13 book series. Necroscope starts with 1 to 5, Vampire World 1, 2, 3, Necroscope The Lost Years, which I didn't really like, didn't like them at all, and then finally Invaders, Defilers and Avengers. Very, very good book series, so it would definitely be the sort of Vampiric Blood War or the Battle for Gondor in Lord of the Rings. Next question. Matt Hay, an old one. Do you have a message for your legion of adoring female fans? Just thank you for your support. You're awesome. Yeah, it's very much appreciated. Scrolling down. Oh, sorry, bear with me. Another one by Matt Feek. What accident did you have to make you look the way you do? Just a lot of childhood injuries. Dropped repeatedly on my face when I was younger. A few shovels to the face probably didn't help matters either. Thanks, Matt. Love you. Have you ever written a scene? This is Melanie Langham. Ever written a scene and had to take a break as you're emotionally undone by it, as you know your readers will be? Yeah, lost my mum many years ago to the dreaded sea. Although it's a different sort of thing, writing about the loss of close characters in the books, some of the main characters, excuse me, it can be quite difficult because you're bringing up emotions that you've put to the back of your mind for many years. Some of them are a little bit more difficult to write than others, but I hope sort of it makes it a bit more genuine. a lot of the feelings that I put down in the words, the sort of things that I've been through in my own time, through the loss of family members and such. What's the best, another one from Melanie Langham, what's the best criticism you've ever received? My books are quite descriptive. To begin with, I kind of went even a little bit deeper than that in some of the description. And I knew that I was waffling a little bit. And Christina sort of, said you've got to cut some of the excess stuff out. There were bits that I felt added to the story that didn't really add to the story in the big scheme of things, and it ended up making it a sort of much tidier manuscript. So it's well worth hiring a decent editor. They can make you see things, and beta readers can make you see things that you aren't necessarily open to wanting to see because you've created it, and sometimes you get a little bit caught up in that. James Wallace, what do you think of your Huckleberry? James, Huckleberry, you are a legend, my man. I cannot wait to meet you next month. It's going to be epic. Hopefully it won't be awkward and we end up meeting and we just kind of stare at each other and we don't really have anything to say, and then we spend the whole of Scares That Care avoiding each other because it's just got weird. Or we sort of have a little hug when we meet, and then it goes on a little bit too long and neither one of us really wants to break away because it'd be rude, but we're kind of stood there and people are starting to get the wrong idea. No, but honestly, mate, I can't wait to meet you. It's going to be awesome. Your books are great. You're hammering them out. I've got a fit. I haven't read Aces Mortars yet, so apologies for that. I've read the first 3. It's just fine in time, buddy. It's just fine in time. Another question from James Wallace. Do you still dress up in a leather mini, stilettos and red boob tube? Yeah, but generally only on the weekends. Weekdays, it's got to be sort of shirt for work. But weekends, you can just let it all go and you can have some fun. Leather kind of makes me sweat a little bit, so I tend to put a denim mini on now. And stilettos are playing havoc with my ankles, so I've had to go with sort of smaller heels. Chains, another one from Mr. Wallace. Chains, whips, handcuffs, feathers, which excites you the most? I'm not going to answer that one. Favourite scene and line in Tombstone? It got to be the river scene where Wyatt just starts saying no, no, and just shoots everyone dead, and everyone else just runs away in a panic. Or the multiple times that Ike gets beaten and abused would also be another one. James Wallace, who's your fave indie author? James Wallace, obviously. There's no comparison there. Next question. Becky Narron, what is your next book about? I've got 4 works in progress going on at the minute, which is a little bit weird. I'll explain in another video. I haven't really felt a lure of any one of them yet. Hellspawn 5, with obviously the 2 factions starting to consolidate their strength. They're going to end up butting heads, and it is going to be vile, brutal, and people are going to die on both sides. Infernal Part 2, I'm putting bits into that where Malachi begins to uncover more of his powers, more of sort of Hell's plans are laid bare, powers that be on our planet that are trying to herald Hell on Earth. Start to dig a bit more into their backstory. sort of an ancient god, pagan, with a little twist is another one, and sort of just a generic ghost story, satanic. I need one of them to grab me, and then I will get it done. Another one from James Wallace, Batman or Tony Stark? Batman all the way. Gutted about Adam West. Really upsetting news today. What is Quahog going to do without its mayor? Really upsetting. Tony Stark, he's very clever, but he's an arrogant tosspot, so no. Oh God, Chris Patterson, Alien or Predator? If I say Alien, I will want a well planned out 500-word dissertation, drawings and PowerPoint presentation on it. Love them both. Aliens would be my favourite out of the Alien series. Some of the others are good. Predator, it's phenomenal. Iconic iconic film. Absolutely adore that. So I can't be asked to write out a dissertation, so I'm going to go Predator all the way. Next question. David Dougal, where do I keep the medal I won for pillow fighting? It's above the fireplace mantle. One of the proudest moments of my life. Pillow fighting awards. It was a close run thing, you know. I nearly lost, but I pulled it out of the bag at the end. Next question. Oh dear. And David Dougal's starting to get into plumber porn, which is never a good thing. Last couple of questions. David Dougal, did you keep your writing a secret from friends and family at first? And how was the response seeing your name on the first book? Yeah, I still don't really go around sort of singing it from the rooftops. One, because I'm still very much lacking in confidence in my work. I don't know whether that'll ever go. A lot of writers say that, you know, being self-critical is a good thing. So no, I don't go around shouting it from the rooftops. I don't tell my students simply because some of them might be silly with it, and yeah, I could end up with 500 one-star reviews as a bit of a joke or a prank. And when I saw my name on the book for the first time, it was weird. It still is weird to see my name. You know, when I put my name in Amazon and the books come up and my name are on them, it is a very strange sensation. I'll do one more question. A good one from James Wallace, but I'm not going to answer. Do I or do I not have 10,000 rolls of toilet paper hidden away to use as currency when the world falls apart? I'm not telling you. And if I did have them, they wouldn't be in my house. They'd be somewhere safe. And we can negotiate prices when the apocalypse happens. Don't forget, Mad May release party. Hour and a quarter now. Pop along. Hello, Jade. Jade's sticking her thumb up. Come and say hello. Come say hello. Quickly. Quickly.
Have to.
Come say hello.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, that's Jade. Yeah, pop along to the release party. Prizes and games. And anybody that has read my work, please pop a review on. It really helps. Stop making hand signs at me, Jade. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.